Hey folks, how's it going? Some of you who've been watching my recent content will know that I've been messing around with lighting, trying to get my studio here set up with the right kind of lighting for making videos. So at the moment I'm using my Aperture Amaran 672W, which is the wide version. I bought the wide version because it was cheaper. I got a good deal on it. And I'm using a 60-inch umbrella, which is 150 centimetres. It's on a light stand and the umbrella is maxed out in terms of distance away from the light source. I also have a standard 2-head IKEA light with 100-watt bulbs, one daylight and one tungsten. And I've got an Aperture ALF7 behind me for room lighting. So if I move to the side, you'll see that one behind me. So at the moment I'm monitoring on my iPhone hooked up to the camera, and I can see that the lighting is pretty soft. If I put my hand in front of my face, well, it's not responding. This app is very laggy. I don't think I'm getting any shadows in front of my face. It's caught up now. No, it's not going to catch up for me. I think this is pretty good. I'm just able to get the camera underneath the bottom of the umbrella. I don't think I'm going to be able to leave the umbrella set up the way it is. What I can do with this app, if it will respond, is I can do exposure compensation. So I've just bumped it up by one stop, and that now looks overexposed. So I guess it's using ISO. I can't actually see what it's doing. I'm at 1/30th of a second and f2.8 for those of you who care about such things. I've gone back down to no exposure compensation, and yes, 1/30th at f2.8 with ISO on auto. So it must be using the ISO for exposure compensation. Behind me I would sometimes have my screen showing my acousticguitar.io website, just for sort of marketing purposes. Let me do that now and see what sort of a difference, if any, that makes to the exposure, because now the camera's got a bit more light in the frame, so I'm not sure whether it will adjust the lighting on me to compensate for the backlighting. If that's the case, I should adjust my camera to spot metering instead of wide, what I've got it on at the moment. Right, I moved the umbrella a bit closer to the light source. I'm very restricted though because it's a big umbrella and there isn't much space, so it'll be interesting to watch this back and see what kind of results I'm getting and whether that made a change at all. It's actually pointing a little bit away from me now. It's pointing over to this corner, and now it's pointing a bit more towards me. I'm not sure that that will have made any difference. The LED on its own, you can't look at it directly when it's on 100%. Now I can stare at the umbrella and it doesn't actually look very bright at all. So it may be the case that it's losing too much light because of the distance. I understand the inverse square law is being applied here, and right here in front of me there's a sofa. Camera's behind the sofa, so I can't actually move the light source any closer. I could move myself a little closer, but no, I've got my pedal board down here which I use for plugging my guitar into so that I can sit here and make videos with my guitar. So maybe if I just hang on the edge of my seat, that should actually make a difference, because the inverse square law, it doubles its exponential. So just by moving a bit closer, it should make a difference to the exposure and the light that's hitting me. Anyway, that's where I am today, just working on lighting. Audio I think is good, video is good. There's a new camera coming, A6400 with a 16mm lens and a gimbal, so that's going to allow me to get out and about, do some shooting when I'm out in the woods and stuff with the dogs, which is quite often when inspiration strikes. But in terms of studio shooting, I'm going to have this as my main rig. For doing guitar videos, I'm going to have the A6400 set up somewhere in this sort of area, pointing at the guitar, so that I can get close-ups on the fingerboard. Perhaps over here if I can fit it between the wall and the arm of the sofa. I've got my curtains closed to keep out ambient light, and I've also got the 3 tungsten lights on the main living room light switched on, so that I've got as much control as I can have, so that I can replicate this, whatever the ambient light's doing outside. I think that's kind of the ultimate goal, is to get control over the lighting. There's many videos I've watched where you can see light and shadow, so on one side of the face, and I find that quite appealing, I have to say. That's something I could work towards, perhaps with these bulbs that are on the IKEA 2-headed light stand. I could maybe work that out. I'm looking at not buying any more lighting, trying to use what I have, because I'm overstretched budget wise at the moment. So I'm just trying to make everything work with what I have. The one small purchase I might make is to buy another umbrella which is smaller than that one. So maybe, what's it, 30 inch as opposed to 60, that sort of range. I think the ones that they sell are 33 inches, so that would fit the space far better, and that might be the solution. Anyway, thanks for watching. If you have any tips, thank you to Absolute Alex and to Brad, Captain Bob, for giving me some feedback on my last video. It's much appreciated. If you're watching this one, let me know what your thoughts are and what you're looking at, and how you think I could improve it. Thanks for watching. Bye for now.